Rotate device. Oh, it wants me this way. Howdy. Yeah, just wanted to show you some of the floods of Queensland and just how intense it's gotten here. I'll walk us along a bit and you can see it with me. It's not very windy either, so it's a good time to go out here into the forest and do a little exploration. Look at this one here. All come along. This used to be a park, like down here. Like you could actually get in, and it's like now it's just sort of really big. Oh, hello everyone. Hello. It's Emperor Animates, Jacob, and Haru. Well, Haru, you can sleep if you want. I'm just showing you some floods. You don't have to attend. I'll probably won't be on for too long anyway, because it's starting to get dark. But I just wanted to show you these floods behind us. I mean, how crazy is that? Hey, Kylie. Here comes the cavalry. Hey, Locke. And hey, Extreme Wreck. Mig on the road. Howdy, Strider. Howdy's you too, Mig. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this. You can actually hear it down here. I'll just get a bit closer. Just watch out for snakes. Look at that. How crazy is that? What goes down there? I'm sorry, it's just really weird to see. Like, that's meant to be like the actual like sewer tunnel, and it's just flooding right now. It's so intense. Anyway, I'll stop gawking over a sewer tunnel and show you a bit more. Well, I'm hoping the flooding is that's from Emperor Anna Animates. I'm hoping the flooding does reach some of the fires as well, because certainly in Brisbane we tend to get extreme heat followed by excessive torrential rain. But hopefully the other states are getting it too. Mine doesn't show me the chat anymore. I took your advice from last stream, said Locke, and I'm having a do-it-yourself pizza. Did I say that? That's a good idea, Locke. Yeah, do-it-yourself pizzas, or even just the frozen kind are generally a little bit healthier than the regular Pizza Hut or Domino's kinds, because they don't use as much grease. So it's just much more of a basic recipe. But just take a look on the back, you'll see it has a lot less saturated fats. There's actually some places that say that a pizza for breakfast is more healthy than cereal. It certainly has less sugar. I don't know if I'd abide by that, but I have one for a treat every now and then. Anyway, you guys don't care about frozen pizza. Like, why do I tune in to tell you about frozen pizza? Oh, check this one out. Look over here. You can see, let's go a bit closer. Just watch out for snakes. Oh, you can see it's, you can probably hear squelch, 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 squelch. We've got to get a bit closer to show you though. Look at that. All through. You can see the trees there. They're just completely flooded out, and yeah, it's just a mess. Like it's actually up to the stumps, way past the roots. Those massive trees, completely covered in water. So yeah, that's Australia, Brisbane for you, isn't it? Anyway, did anyone have any questions? Western Australia isn't getting floods. Oh, that's a bugger. Sorry to hear that, Metro Hunter. I mean, yeah, I guess Western Australia wouldn't be getting floods for this whole desert, but hopefully you guys are getting a bit of rain down there. Before, New South Wales was literally burned alive. Now it's flooded. Yeah, this is Brisbane, but if yeah, from Julia, I think Robin was saying she's getting some floods down there too. So never went to Australia. Hopefully I can someday. Oh, I'd hope you do, Meg. Would you do top 10 of anime females? Not trying to sound perverted. Oh, there's lots of that's from KP. Oh, there's lots of good characters in anime, but I'd be very biased because I haven't really kept up with it. It would be a list that I get Robin's help with, as I'd want a woman's input on that, to know which are what they consider the best characters. 4 Simpsons episodes, it's fine in Melbourne. Oh, that's a bugger, Croydon. I was hoping you guys would get a lot of rain too. You know, Melbourne's often the rainiest, from what I've heard. It's flooding in north of Brisbane too on Fraser Coast. That's from Cathonsis Princess. Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, it's not good, but it's good we're getting water and it's not burning. Let's go down and get a bit closer, I think. Squelch, 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 squelch. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Watching out for snakes. That I don't step in something bad. Yeah, as you can see, it's gotten pretty bad down here too. Let's go a bit further. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Haru. Talk about frozen pizzas. I could honestly listen to you talk about frozen pizzas all day. Your personality, plus, in my opinion, it really shows. That's why I've been subscribed. Oh, thank you, Haru. I'm mostly doing live streams on here nowadays on Livestrider, so I see a lot of people, understandably, unsubscribing when I do one of these, because, you know, they came here for topless. But I appreciate you checking out my stuff. Yes, it's getting quite intense down here too. Strider, says Una Lee, have you seen any Tangled the Series episodes? Yeah, Una, I tuned in for a while, particularly when I was doing Best Kids cartoons or Best Kids. I should have included Tangled the Series, though I don't know, that's become more of a teen show as it's progressed. It's glad I can catch some Strider before school. Oh, good on you, Banana. I hope don't be late because of me. You know, I'll do these plenty of times. Which way do you think we should go? We've got this way, or we've got this way? Left or right? Which way would you like me to go? Left or right? I'll wait for you to tell me. Left, right. Bridge? You want me to go across the bridge, says KAP. Left? Okay, so we've got one for left, 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 right, left, left. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go across the bridge later, but for now, it's a majority left, so let's go left. Alrighty. Let's see over this side. It's not as rainy over here. I mean, the bridge, left is the right side. Did you watch Super... No, I don't watch KAP asked about Super Mario Logan. I don't watch him. My friend Matt is Super Mario Logan, sort of his rival, because they both do plushes. You know, my friend Luigi fan. I certainly like, from the very small amount I've seen, I certainly prefer my friend Matt's work. It's a bit more time into the script and into what he puts onto it in his editing. But, you know, he produces a lot less videos than... Kids, can you help try to choose what side to go on? We'll do more multiple choice. That was totally fun. We'll do more multiple choice as we go. We are gonna play Blues Clues. We are gonna play Blues Clues. We are gonna go hunting for... What floods have come across Brisbane? Jeez, that was terrible. We are gonna play flood blues. We are gonna play flood blues. Let's see. I don't know, it's not as bad down here, but do you want to keep going down the path, or should we explore the creek down there and see how bad the floods have gotten? Joe says, hey Strider, where has lived? It's been snowing like crazy. Today it started, oh yeah, a couple of my friends were talking about that. Alright, let's go check out the creek then. A few people want me to explore the creek. Let's go see the creek. Oh, I'll just watch out for snakes. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Well, this one hasn't been hit, this sewer. But let's go down over here and see what we can find. Oh, we've got a $5 from 123 Anya. Thank you. I appreciate that, Anya. Have you seen Weathering with You? It is one of my favorite anime movies so far, highly recommended. I haven't seen Weathering with You. Is it on Netflix, or is that a new one, 123 Anya? Let me know what it is, a bit more about it, and I'll look it up. Thank you very much for the donation. It's very muddy down here. This is getting a bit sticky. Whoa, there's something over there, darting about. I think it's just a grasshopper. We are gonna play flood blues. We are gonna play flood blues. We are gonna play flood. Ooh, check this out. So this is kind of the end of it here. You can see down here, the entire thing is just up to the very edge. It's like, and this is the reeds here, and I'm knocking across in case there's snakes inside. I don't want to be bitten by a brownie. On the plus side, I'd have plenty of witnesses if I was bitten by a brownie. Not that you guys could do much, because probably most of you are in America. But yeah, it's very, very flooded over there. We'll go explore the bridge later if it doesn't get dark. Squelch, 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 squelch. I had to go right through the wet part. Sorry. Well, we're nearly back to the road. Squelch, 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 squelch. Sorry, I haven't been focusing on the chat. I've been just focusing on not stepping on a snake. All right, and we're back on the path. Now, let's see. It's actually dark over here in New Zealand. Yeah, I think you guys are an hour ahead. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. It's getting a bit darker here because it's actually about 6:30. Whoa, check this one out. Look over here. It's gotten even more flooded over. This is intense here. Just make sure I don't step on anything else or a cane toad. Look at this. You can probably hear splash, splash, but it's just gotten so much. The path is just completely covered. Like there is no way to cross it unless we go up this way. So, we can either go around or we can go back towards the bridge. What would you like to do? Any newer animated series or anime Netflix you'd recommend? I've actually been watching through Avatar The Last Airbender past series 2, and I've been like, holy crap. You want to go around? Yeah, sure, okay, we'll go around. Splash, splash, squelch, squelch. Just watch out for snakes. Jeez, that's intense. Hey, let's go a bit further in. Yeah, that's those trees have got plenty of water, haven't they? This is fun. Just don't drown. Well, I won't go in the water. Strider, could you believe me if I told you Cassandra betrayed Rapunzel? I remember Cassandra. Well, she was always a bit of a bad apple from the start. Is that dark-haired lady, isn't it? Thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, says Studio PLKS. It's something I'm probably going to actually see. I was listening to Crimson. He was saying that the creators really listened to the fans on it, and which is always nice to see. Because I guess it is appealing to the 90s and 2000s fans. Well, the path is getting very, very difficult. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Wow, this is intense. Check this out. Look at that. There was a pathway there. Now there is no pathway. It is just water. Ain't nothing gonna break Strider's stride, says Cadpig 101. Nope. Oh, this guy. He's going right across it. He's just flying through the water. We might venture the path too. Okay, and we are back on the path, and I'm going to change hands. Strider versus Wild, coming soon to National Geographical, says TLJ. Oh, hey, TLJ. Favorite MHA character? Well, that's from Angelo. I don't know what MHA stands for, sorry. What time is it? It's about 6:37. Man, I should have worn some DT Aerogard though, to not get eaten by the mozzies. Ugh, it's getting a bit wet. Let's cross over this side. See if we can get over there without getting too squelchy. Oh, that's too squelchy. That's it. I'm going back to the bridge before it gets dark. So, what leads over there? Oh, I think actually that leads to a service station. We almost reached the end anyway. I haven't seen the movie Parasite yet, sorry, Kevin. It was at Kiwi, sorry. But it's gotten really good reviews, apparently. Apparently it was up for an Oscar. 1:30, Sonny. Well, if you want to go to bed, go for it. Don't let me keep you up. Uh-oh, we've reached the floody part. Let's go over here. Squelch, 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 squelch. Toy Story 4 beats Claws, says Daniel. Yeah, I personally would have gone for Claws as well, but I mean, Toy Story 4 certainly had the animation, the budget over Claws, but I think from what I've heard, Oscars sometimes, I don't know, does anyone take the Oscars seriously nowadays? It doesn't get very much good rep on Twitter anyway, as a social discourse, they call it social discourse. How bad are the floods I'm in Sydney? Well, how are the floods there, Suzanne? Because the floods here are getting quite intense, but I heard they're not quite as bad in Sydney. The Oscars feel faded out to me, says Haru. Yeah, I mean, they're for that sort of social elite crowd, or are they just for the critics? I don't know. I've certainly never really tuned into the Oscars because, well, I review SpongeBob for a living. I don't really watch, those high-class indie movies. Though I do enjoy certain movies. Oh, I went through a squelchy part there, sorry. Now I have very wet feet. This has been fun. Thanks for joining me, guys. Oh, dear. let's see, would you do a crossover with Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe? You know, KA, originally I was thinking of doing it for when I got more into doing top 10s for games, but I don't know, I figure he's so damn busy, because I've looked at his channel and he's just always keeping busy with James and Mike Mondays, and a lot of his nerd reviews are like 60 minutes, or like 30, 40 minutes, and obviously puts a lot of time and thought into them, so yeah, he's such a busy fella. I don't know if I'd bother him. Favorite My Hero Academia character? Honestly, Angelo, I didn't really have one, but I will say for Avatar The Last End, I'm sorry, I'm just deciding which way to go. We'll say for Avatar, I really do like all three characters, Sokka, Katara, and Toph, and Aang, of course. Anyway, we'll not talk about my thoughts on Aang right now and everyone else. Thoughts on Secret Life of Pets 2 says, oh, this is a good one, Mig, because I'm actually going to review Secret Life of Pets 2 on my best and worst Illumination animated movies list. In case you're wondering where we are just going through the park near the floods over here. I'm just going to the driest area. Now we're going to go across the bridge. Thoughts on Has-Been Hotel, says Yetelin in the Den. I haven't watched much of it myself, but I'm really glad to see such sharp animation and such good budgets going to being made on YouTube. I think YouTube exclusives are going to allow for a lot of creativity. It sounds right up my alley, but I haven't tuned in for much yet. Butt scratcher, says Unali. Yeti in the Den. Hello, Yeti. Australia, nature versus Australian man, Strider edition. See, now we're going across the bridge. Butt scratcher. Hello, Jacob. So he says, hello, Phantom Strider. Oh, and we get a good view of the floods here. Now, let me see if I can show you without tipping my phone into the water. Can you hear that? It smells like a flood too. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You can see on both sides, it's just come over that side, and this would not make for a good game of poo sticks. It would be quite intense. So it's really cool to me. All right, Minecraft starring Phantom Strider. I wouldn't survive the night. There's a troll under the bridge. Answer his riddle to get past. What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color? Okay, we've come to a crossroads here. It's very wet. I think we're gonna go around. I know you guys would probably say go through it, but it's really wet and my feet are getting very squelchy. And I only have one pair of joggers since they're so expensive to get size 15s. So I'm gonna go around. What is your name? I'm Josh Strider. What is your quest? I don't know, to make reasonably good top 10 lists that people enjoy, that talk about animation and give people a chance to have a goddamn break from the challenges we have of everyday modern life nowadays. Squelch, squelch, squelch. What is your favorite color? Brown. Oh, greenish brown, forest brown. Anyway, stop answering riddles. It's getting dark, but this camera is great actually, because I think the light's still pretty good. I'll have to turn off when it gets dark, obviously, but I better get home before, or at least get back to Chermside Shopping Centre, because I came from them all, obviously. So let's see if I can get back before it gets dark, because there are no street lights. A very good camera though. Anyway, okay, so we have a red color from Pico Call, and hey from Antonio. Hey Antonio. It's called Bunny Maloney. I didn't last for one season. I personally enjoyed it. Maybe you should give it a watch if you can. What time is it? It says boom 7:20. I think it's about 7 now. It's 6:50. 6:50 p.m. Right. So the flooding isn't nearly as bad down here. Actually, my feet are getting dry again. Look at this. Lovely park, isn't it? Hello, Medicine Monday. Careful with those puddles. Yes, indeed. This puddle's not too bad. Correction, the sun It's not sunshine. Sunshine. 5:40 a.m. here. I appreciate you getting up or checking out my podcast at such an early hour. Where is it? It's Ben Shy. Oh, it's not too squelchy here. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Yes, it is getting dark. I better get back soon. I'm on my way back. This circuit's round. The clouds look amazing. I'm jealous. Let's take a look at the clouds. Aren't they nice? Do you see anything in the clouds? I see a dinosaur with wheels. The fact that the theme park in Futurama is called Luna Park, just like Sydney. Oh, yeah, it is too, isn't it? I see a bear. This is medicine. Squelch, 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 squelch. I think I'll actually leave up this little live stream. I'm starting to get rid of live streams rather than leaving them listed, because I think the 30, 40 of us who actually enjoy doing them probably just annoys the 90,000 other people subscribed. So I see clouds with meatballs falling from them. You've got a good imagination, Gaming Raccoon. Yeah, Gaming Raccoon. Thoughts on the rise of Gru trailer? Studio PLKS says that. Yeah, I was actually just looking in that for worst best Illumination animated movies, and I just went in a really squelchy part. Let's get back on the footpath. I'm surprised they're making... That's for the Minions sequel, isn't it? Or is that Despicable Me 4? Because I really like Despicable Me 3. I was originally considering putting it as one of the best, made an honorable mention. Spoiler. But all three of the Despicable Me movies I'm really fond of. I hope I did the Illumination list justice. I mean, I possibly could have moved Hop out for Sing. Sing was one I really wanted to talk about, but I didn't like it, you know, that much. I mean, there were certain aspects I really liked about it because there's a lot of creativity. It reminded me of like a Illumination Zootopia. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way, if I missed a donation message, because I just noticed I got a bit more, and I apologize if I was squelching through the mud when I got that. Sing 2 coming soon. Yeah, honestly, Daniel, I'm looking forward to Sing 2, because even though I can't call it a good movie, like aspects like the koala and Seth MacFarlane just being obnoxious I didn't like it, brought down the movie. But other than that, there's a lot of good aspects to it. I mean, the plot just weighs it. Anyway, I'll talk about that in my top 10 list. What would you like to see in Zootopia 2? I feel like they could make a good detective drama. Why did Zootopia never get turned into a series? Like, they are literally setting it up to be a detective drama, and it never turned into a series. But like, even if they just did a good detective drama, all I really like, and the thing I like most about Zootopia, is just the characters and kind of seeing the world and the different ways the animals interact with it. It's one of those, it's a bit like Inside Out, in that you could do almost anything with it, and I feel like they could make it interesting. You just want to see, there wasn't really enough time to see a lot of the Zootopia world in the 90 minutes we got. I mean, anyway, as you can see, it's getting a bit dark. Riddle, what's the water but doesn't get wet? What was the question? What is in the water but doesn't get wet? Thinking toads, but they do definitely get wet. What's the answer? Thanks to Stranger Things. Is it night there? It's 8:52 a.m. here. Yeah, it's just getting to night. It's summer, so it gets dark here quickly. It's ironic how Aussies are demanding rain a few weeks ago, and we got it all right. Yeah, we did. Can we not just get a balance of rain and sunshine, though? It's either our country's burning or we just suddenly get flash floods. Like, there's no in between for Australia. Creeper. Have you ever heard of the anime called Panty and Stocking with Gart Belt? Yeah, I just never tuned in for it, but it's so much in the cultural osmosis that, you know, I think both these ways lead to an ending, lead to the end of the park, but I think for safety I'm going to go this way, because it probably has more streetlights. We're going to go through the dark part. You guys join me for the dark part. Josh, you may like Hell of a Boss. It's got Zim's, oh, it does Zim's voice actor in it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Slive Strider, have you heard of weather manipulation and chemtrails? I feel like a lot of conspiracy theories are for people who don't want to acknowledge that this world is a place where bad things will and do happen every day and every moment, and that we're all just sort of part of the process and just being tossed and swept around in something we can't control. And it is a difficult reality to swallow sometimes, I think. I certainly understand that. I just don't think that saying we have things like chemtrails in the government, like, do you really have that much competence in the government that they couldn't even hide up Watergate? I just don't believe they're competent enough to. And very real conspiracy theories do happen. Like, you ever heard of Project MK Ultra or Project Naomi? Oh, and anyway, 123 Anya asks, have you ever heard of the funnel web spider? Yeah, we learnt about it back in class when I was a kid, and I've seen a couple of them. It's just why you try to watch your feet. I don't tend to go on much grass without shoes because of funnel webs. Now we go through the dark part. Can you guys still see me? Probably only just. But that's a toad. That's probably a cane toad. Working on a project for the 42-hour... My fear of Australia. Working on a project for the 42-hour video challenge right now. It's coming along great so far. Oh, glad to hear it, Medicine. Yeah, it's getting dark. Which way is the way out? Let's go this way. It's got light. Hey, Strider, you've mentioned before that you have visited family in Canada. What's the favorite thing about visiting Canada besides seeing family, says Cadpig? Well, that's a good question. What do I love? Honestly, the forests are so nice and beautiful. And just, it's nice to have weather. Canada's summer is beautiful. I remember when I went there last time, I did a 55-kilometer run just to try and enjoy the Galloping Goose Trail and some of the parks, because unlike Australia, everything's really catered to for people walking and running. They just really got their act together in the councils there really have their act together, so it's on the globe. Goodness me. You just keep an eye on her, Medicine, or him, Medicine. Then chemtrail. Could you work with that, Medicine Monday? Thank you. What would happen if something scary happens right now on where you're at? Well, I guess you would all be witness to it. Josh may be Australian, but he is Canadian at heart. Yeah, I am, Yedlin. I think I like to say I am. And here we are, out into the streets. We made it through the flooding parks. That was fun. Thanks, guys. What's your favorite film for the Star Wars original trilogy? I'd say Return of the Jedi, even though it has a lot of padding like the Ewoks. Actually, we can go this way. This way is nicer. Oh, hi, Fanta. You're on rather late. Good to see you. Is there anything in Australia that doesn't want to kill you? Well, I don't want to kill you, and I'm in Australia. So, some of the people don't want to kill you. Some of the people are really nice. Let's just cross the road. Oh, I've never run with a camera while live streaming. There we go. I woke up literally 5 minutes ago. Oh, Medicine, it's all fine. Just maybe keep the conspiracy theories to a minimum. Be careful. Does the wildlife not have the bloodlust of a Mongolian warlord? Yeah, Yetlin, I'd say it does. That car would have hit you. Oh, that's okay. I'm very careful. I'm a natural jaywalker. I jaywalk a lot because I like to walk everywhere. Thank you. Saying that implies that there are people in Australia that do want to kill me. There are people in every country that want to kill you, Kit. I don't think you'll find less people that want to kill you because we have good gun control laws. Frankly, it's a country where it's pretty safe to go through the Brisbane city at 2 a.m. at night. Meg and I like to take night walks, so we do a lot of that. Anyway, have you watched Has Been Hotel? Thanks, Medicine. And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Says Felix. I haven't watched enough of it to make a good impression, Felix. You probably have a better impression. But I'm just quite fond of the fact that we're getting this really high quality, high budget animation and voice acting and good story and writing, and it's all coming from YouTube, and it's just great to see the platform have something sustainable like that through YouTube. It was sad though to see Team 4 Stars come to an end with their Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but I totally get it after 10 years. I have good memories of that. Anyway, we made it back to the mall. Evening guys, says Joycelip. Howdy to you too, Joycelip. Put some space. I'll just get away from the noisy place. Do you watch Talking Tom and Friends, says Slane? I haven't seen that, sorry, Slane. One second, we just get to a quiet place. We're back at the mall. Well, we did the full exploration. Thoughts on his 2003 Hulk movie? I just like the fact that Edward Norton was playing in it. Thoughts? Let's see. I can't believe Sonic movie comes out in 2 days. I remember when they delayed the movie. Yeah, it's taken a while, hasn't it? But I think it's justifiably been delayed. I've been looking forward to seeing Jim Carrey, though, for a while as Robotnik. I think it'll be a fun role, and that's what they're trying to sell for it, mostly. Yo, man, it's 4 a.m. right now. What in damnation? Tarnation. Well, it's only 6:30 or 7 p.m. in Australia, so this is ideal time for me. You go back to bed, though, if it's late. Don't stay up on my part. Do you live in an apartment or a house? I live in a villa, KAP. What are your thoughts on... Are you going to see the movie or give your thoughts on it, says Joycelip? Yeah, I think I will see Sonic, Joycelip. Well, I'll see it with a friend or something, or by myself if I don't want to subject anyone to it, but it doesn't look that bad. I think it's going to be certainly better than something like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Hey there, Strider. Have you watched... Yeah, John, I have seen a little bit of Has-Been Hotel, but not enough to make a good, strong opinion of it. But I am really glad to see the high animation budget and the high voice acting coming mainly from YouTube. Like, it's self-funded through YouTube, and that's very cool. Because it's going to mean we're going to see a lot more animation coming from a creative place that isn't based on shareholders. Will you eat popcorn during Sonic, says Epic Theory. No, I normally bring grapes and apples. Remember that? I did that stupid poll for you guys on what do you bring to the movies, and I bring fruit and grapes. Apples I don't bring anymore because it's really annoying to people watching if they hear a hop. Anyway, that's a really stupid thing to talk about. Before I go to bed, I want to give you the answer to the riddle. Reflection. Oh, that's a great answer. What is in a river but doesn't get wet? Reflection. What movie are you most excited for in 2020? I haven't really looked at the lineup, to be honest, Peter Griffin. Interesting name there. Do you bring bananas to the movies? Occasionally. They are a lot quieter than apples, but generally I bring apples because they're sweet. Did you go to Disneyland, says Meg? I still haven't gone yet, Meg. I'm just waiting for maybe a good month. I want to visit Vegas too eventually to see Penn and Teller, but I'm just going to wait for the RPM to pick up a bit right now, just to make sure everything's balanced and keep everything in the black or in the green, ideally. Have you heard of Doki Doki Literature Club? Probably Anime America is the best one to ask on that. Return of the Jedi is a good movie, but some of the effects haven't aged well. Yeah, I agree, TLJ. I like the fact that the Emperor and Luke actually face each other, but I don't like some of the effects, and I don't much care for the Ewoks. The Ewoks haven't aged well. Any thoughts on... I haven't seen that, sorry, Yeti? Pop-Tarts, says Fanta. I do like Pop-Tarts. I used to bring them on my mountain runs because they're a nice, easy snack. Because raw, even if you have them just cold or raw or toasted, they're lovely. The only problem is I used to burn my tongue on them. And they're just they're too good. They're like Oreos. I think they're made by the same guy who made Oreos, and they're just that strong balance where they literally put people into an MRI until they can get the balance so perfect that they're incredibly addictive. You eat until you explode. It's not Pop-Tarts. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yes, I recognize that nostalgic reference. I remember going back to Disney Sea in Tokyo back in 2014 when they had an amazing VR Star Wars ride. Highly recommended. Oh, okay. I would love to see that now that Disney owns Star Wars. I bet there's a lot of good attractions. I think there's a hotel as well that does Star Wars. It's like a Star Wars hotel now, too. Oh, good morning, Steph. Tokyo Disneyland is still a thing. Apparently. I went to Disney World. Well, lucky you. Oh, la-di-da. I want to go someday too. Maybe I'll get to go. Let's see. Simpsons seasons and episode numbers, please. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll pick a random number lock, and hopefully I won't pick the same numbers as last time. Season 16, episode 4. Season 8, episode 2. Season 12, episode 9. See how you go with that. Toaster strudel is better than Pop-Tarts. It sounds better, Epic Theory. Sounds like more of an English dish. What games do you like? Michael Dunn. What am I playing right now? I'm playing Raft right now. It's just a simple game where you build a raft. It's kind of cool. I'm just watching it while in my spare time while watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm really enjoying. Osaka Universal Studios is always good. Yeah, I'd like to see Universal Studios. I've always heard about it from you, Medicine. Raft is amazing. I know, right? Yeah, it's very addictive, Joy Slip. But the other thing is does that shark annoy you? Do you think that shark's too overpowered? Like, that shark just makes it so impossible to dive for anything. Like, you can kill the damn shark, and it just comes back immediately. It's so annoying. Anyway, that doesn't matter. And you get hungry and thirsty too fast. It's very, very hard to keep up with everything, but maybe that's why I like it so much, micromanaging. Anyway, no one cares about Raft except you and me. Toaster strudel is not British, it's Pillsbury Pop-Tarts from Autobot. I've never gone to Disneyland or Disney World. It's too gosh darn expensive, says Fanta. Yeah, it is an expensive one. I'm going to save up for it sometime when I'm down there. It'll be a special occasion. Yeah, the shark is kind of funny, I guess, but he's funny until he eats half my raft without me noticing. The Universal getting way bigger. Oh, okay. They're supposed to be adding a Super Nintendo. Well, I heard about that, Medicine. Yeah, Universal's going to add a Super Nintendo park, which would be really cool to see. I would definitely like to see it. Hey Strider, do you like listening to non-English music? I grew up on J-pop, honestly, Cadpig. So yeah, I didn't back in the day. I've still got a few J-pops from anime openings in my list. Occasionally pop on, but I haven't been big into anime since I was about 20. I went to visit Disney World back in 2012, so Studio PLKS. Do you watch Silly Orchard's videos? I enjoy them. Yeah, I enjoy them too, Felix. It's certainly a very different. I understand that her approach is a bit too brash and perhaps tenacious to some people, but I don't try to ever say you should like it or something like that. I say I like her, and I've talked to her actually myself a few times, and she's a good person. She's a nice person, and actually her video on mental health really helped me as well. She did a much more succinct video on mental health than I could ever do, actually. So yeah, a lot of respect to her, though certainly a very different approach to me, and I try to give a gentle delivery and gentle in how I give a message. I believe more in a strong, gentle message compared to Lily. But Lily's approach I completely do understand, and so I don't, say you should like her or anything like that. I say I like her, but I understand why a lot of people don't. All right, good night, Joy Slip. No Apex. Sorry if the question's personal, but do you feel like you're working too hard? TLG, the problem is that I never feel like I am working too hard. I always feel like my brain always tells me I'm lazy. And that's just, I don't know if it's anxiety or just the weirdness of the job, but at the same time with YouTube, you never really turn off. So, particularly when Robin made that video where she sort of talked about how she never really turns off with her anxiety, I do totally get that. So, yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? I remember there was a Nickelodeon hotel about a couple of kilometers from Disney World. Yeah, Cat Pig, I've seen that. I've heard of that one myself. Your approach is a nice talk with some hot cocoa. Lily's approach is an air horn and a battle axe. Yeah, that's a good analogy, Yetlin. I feel like we're both on the same side, but her approach is so different to mine. But I love her community, honestly. just felt a real need to get to know her community lately, because she often does challenge me, but I see she's coming from the right place. But it's very much, yes, an air horn and a battle axe. Very good analogy for it. Let's see. There's a Defunct Land video on it. There's a ton of videos actually. I remember how much of a disaster it became. Oh, the Nick Hotel, right. Oh, good night, Studio PLKS. iCarly or Drake and Josh? Definitely iCarly, Boom 720. Let's see. Almost missed the stream due to internet problems. Stop moving. I remember squealing with happiness when you did your first collaboration with Robin from Anime America, says Far Cry 223. Oh, thanks, Far Cry 223. I've often thought of restoring my worst anime video, because it got thrown out of the algorithm because it had I missed one frame of nipple, which meant it got flagged as adult only, and I couldn't show it to anyone. I've often thought, though, is there any point? Because I don't feel like I want to advertise these anime. It took me 6 months to decide whether to do worst anime of all time, because I really wanted to do it with Anime America, Robin. But I, at the same time, didn't want to give too much advertising to it. So I never re-uploaded it to a censored version, because I'm like, yeah, people don't need to see this. Hey Strider, though I'm very proud of it. I think we both presented really well in that. Hey Strider, have you watched or played any Telltale games like The Walking Dead, Formal Doomfist? Formal Doomfist, I'm a big fan of the Telltale games. I really enjoy both Back to the Future, but my favorite is Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People, because I'm a huge Strong Bad fan. I tend to overwhelm myself with stress because I think this is from CADPig 101. I tend to overwhelm myself with stress because I think I'm not drawing enough. Walking helps me relax, though. Well, that's what I'm doing too, CADPig. I've just got my very reliable, fantastic team. I'm just organizing to get projects all ready and edited because the audio's all done. Thank you to Pie Guy for that. He's always very reliable for audio editing. So I've got a lot of help, so I feel like I shouldn't ever feel overwhelmed, but at times I do, and that's just, I guess this is part of the job, you know. It's a wonderful, very blessed to have this job, but a lot of people less lucky than me. I could be digging ditches in Guadalupe Hall, but instead I'm walking through a mall with you guys. Personally, I've never liked popcorn, as it takes forever to get out of your teeth. I always end up talking fruit or candies at the cinema. That's a good choice, TLG. Yetlin says, what was that about? How do you deal with existential crisis and not having an outlet for creative drives due to fear of failure? Yetlin, I'm going to tell you exactly the answer to that, because I've been thinking about it the past several months, and I realized something. Existential crisis can often pick up in existential angst when we actually don't have time to be with our thoughts, and I realize it's something we don't get in our society now, is to be calm and quiet with our thoughts for a time. And I realized when I took a run yesterday, it meant I was doing a 21-kilometer run, so I had to be quiet with my thoughts for 2 hours. I wasn't running to social media, and having time to be with our thoughts and be in ourselves actually allows us time to process the human condition and existential angst and that sort of thing. So in terms of that, I feel giving yourself time through either meditation or running, and don't give yourself music or something, don't give yourself a distraction, actually just be with your thoughts, and I think you'll actually find it helps. It does help. Anyway, I don't know if that was answering the question that you originally set out to ask me. I apologize if I went on a tangent there. Is taking your own food in theatre allowed in Australia? Asked Autobot. It's much less serious over here if you take your own food in. They don't like hot food, but you know, people bring in Coles bags and stuff all the time. I've always done it, and there's never been an issue. They're much more lax about it. Have you ever considered? No, not really. Swear. Actually, yes, I have considered before. And I looked at a few thumbnails and I said, yeah, no. Anyway, I'm not here to trash on anyone. You know, good for him. Have you let's see. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of great TV shows and anime. What is some you recommend? Honestly, Gaming Raccoon is going to sound very cliche, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is one I recommend at the moment. But it's always taken me about 5 or so episodes to get into and enjoy. So, yeah. By the way, in case anyone's just tuning in, we were actually in the swamp, but it got dark outside, so I went back in here. I apologize if I disappoint you with no swamp. Thoughts on Terminator and Joker in Mortal Kombat. I think it's a good combination to add to Mortal Kombat. It's just the kind of characters that should be in there. Man, I'm always late. Hi Josh, says Zachary. Could you do a top 5 best and worst Mario games? It's subjective, but it'd be fun to see your opinion on. And what games would you like? I did worst Mario games a while ago. It has a really low retention for some reason. I think it's because it's general from people who aren't subscribed to me who watch. Excuse me. I'd love to do a worst and best Mario games, but it'd mean redoing a list, and I like to never redo something I've already done, because I don't think my worst list would change that much. Have you heard of this YouTube channel? No, I haven't, sorry, KP. You picked the Hank Scorpio one. How is your luck so good? I don't know what you're talking about there, Locke. Hey, you're in Australia? What part? I'm in New South Wales. This is Cat of the Year. I'm in Brisbane, and we're getting floods at the moment. It's morning in the UK. Oh, good morning, Caleb. Man, you always are up late. Hi, Josh, says Zachary. Could you do... Oh, wait, sorry, I already read that. Let me go back to the front. I missed a bunch of messages. Hope you do a collaboration with Lily. Felix, honestly, I would like to. If I do My Little Pony list of worst and best, I think she'd be keen to do it. I would really love her opinion on that, but I think it may clash a little bit from a lot of other people's opinions, so I'd probably get a bunch of different opinions. With Leah, I was like absolutely certain she would have a good opinion on the best and worst of Steven Universe, but My Little Pony is a bit more of a wild card. How's the wildfire doing down there from Hawaii? Oh, thank you. Hello from Australia, Boom. The fires are down a bit, certainly in Brisbane, because we've got an absolute ton of rain, which has really helped. Can maybe do top 6 best Mario games. Yeah, maybe, Zachary. I don't think that'd be... I kind of need to throw a worst in there, or a worst best, in order for the algorithm to like it. Or you guys to like it, I don't know. One or the other. We say algorithm, but really we just mean the people, and whoever first clicks on the video and whether it gets to other people. Anyway, I could see... Yeah, I wouldn't probably work with the Yeti from what I've heard. I don't know, there's a lot of politics there that I don't fully know the story on, but anyway, I'm not going to step into that. That's the problem, you can't step into a minefield without... Anyway, could you only move twice, the Simpsons episode where... Oh, right. You know, and that's going to be one of my favorites, personally, one of the best, I'd say, of the Simpsons episodes. You only move twice. Real Jim's did a good video on that. Whatever you make, we'll appreciate it. Well, thank you, Medicine. I've actually had a bit of a writer's block lately. We've got Illumination, worst and best illuminated animated movies coming out, but I'm trying to get a side project going, and I want to do more games lists, but they take so much time compared to animated movies lists because they take more time to review and go over and look at control. And it's hard to make a short animated games list because you've got to look at a lot more factors than just an animated movie. Well, I think so anyway. Oh yeah, I've heard he lives in Australia. Speaking of this, boy howdy. Favorite Jim Carrey or Ryan Reynolds movie? TLG, honestly, when it comes to Jim Carrey, the first thing that comes to mind is Liar, Liar and The Grinch. And I don't know if either of those are good movies. They're really, really cliche. But there are some scenes that I just remember so well from The Grinch. Like the tablecloth scene, that is really, really good comedy. Yeah, there's just some good moments in there. I feel if it wasn't so ugly and didn't have so many obnoxious parts to it, could be a good movie. It's a good Jim Carrey performance. I would probably go The Mask yet when compared to Liar Liar, but both are good. Hugh Jackman is Australian. Strider, is there a language that you would like to learn? Yeah, I'm trying to learn both German and Chinese at the moment through Duolingo because my friend Vivian is German and my friend Ming is Chinese, and I want to be able to converse with both of them. Ming will take me to a Chinese restaurant and he'll just start off a conversation with random people just in Chinese, and I won't be able to follow any of it. But Chinese is really difficult. Anyway, you guys don't care about this. I'd like any Mario list. I just want to know your opinion on the series. Oh, no worries. Probably my favorite, if you'd like to know, is Super Mario RPG and Super Mario World. Probably, of the old games, those are my favorite. How would you consider Frozen 2 out of 10? I give it a 7.5, maybe a 7, because some of the scenes are very emotional, but I found it really hard to follow, and the story really hard to follow. But it still gives me the emotions and the feels. Do you watch Russell Howard? Live action Grinch is better than Cumberbatch Grinch. It's hard to say. Live action Grinch has a lot more personality to it, but I think Cumberbatch Grinch is certainly more socially acceptable. Certainly better for the shareholders. Fun fact, the bit with the tablecloth was unintentional. He ended up knocking out the table for the comedic effect. And that's the thing, it's so sporadic when I see it. So I was like, yeah, that's got to be, that was so sporadic. And that sometimes you get that out of live theatre, is these sporadic moments and choices by the actors that you can't really put into a script for full comedic effect. I remember The Mask was my favourite Jim Carrey film growing up, says Phantom Moon, because it played on the CN a ton, along with Son of the Mask. Oh god, yes, that's probably should have made it to worst movies of all time. And Boone20 says something in Hawaiian or Chinese. Oh no, that's Chinese actually. No, wait, that's hiragana, if I'm reading it right. Beware of the Duolingo owl. Yeah, he just keeps bothering me now that I've stopped practicing Chinese. Anyway, I'm probably starting to bore you guys to tears, so I'll just finish up fairly soon. I like Jim Carrey in his version of the Grinch. Looking forward to him in Sonic. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing him as Robotnik. Anyway, guys, I should probably finish up before I bore you guys to tears. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. I apologize if you came in late and there wasn't me in the swamp, because we went out of the swamp and it got dark. Have a good night, guys. If it's really late there, I hope you get a good night's sleep. Or just rest, whatever works for you. Catch you guys later. See ya. And press the X button there.